All right, guys, welcome back to the Rick Shiels Golf Show podcast. Myself and Guy back in the UK. Well, actually, since last podcast, people might not have even known I was away.
No.
It was seamless. We talked about our major predictions last week, and one of your predictions has got off to an incredibly hot start. And was it one of Ed's predictions?
It was
also
indeed.
Got off to a hot start this week. We're going to cover all of the world of golf. I also have just come back from Orlando. I literally got back yesterday in Florida because it was the PGA Golf Show on, albeit I didn't personally go. I kind of did for 20 minutes. We'll touch on that. But we did some incredible filming out in Orlando in the sunshine. But we are now back to talk about absolutely everything. How are you, Guy?
I'm great. I didn't travel. I stayed here and manned the fort like a real man.
You did.
No one came in my fault, and it was good. I missed you, and I know I'm very excited for the content to come. It's a nice feeling either being on a trip or knowing that you guys are away on a trip because you are out there doing the kind of hustle and bustle, and off the back of that, hopefully
we're out there hunter gathering,
and I just want to enjoy your feast that you bring to me and devour it. There's some great content lined up. One of the main videos, if not the main video of the trip, we will touch on in some depth today. You played with a former Open champion, someone who's been in the news quite a lot recently.
Not even just think about that, right? Yes, he's former Open champion. He won the 150th Open Championship at St Andrews.
For someone that loves the Masters as much as you do, you have to admit that winning the Open at St Andrews tops the Masters.
I've spent might as well say, we filmed with Cam Smith this last week, on literally 3 days ago, at his home golf course in Jacksonville, which was a real honour. It really was a full privilege. I've met quite a lot of Open champions. I've been very lucky. Him winning the 150th, he just had that little bit of prestige, even higher than just an Open champion. Because do you remember in 2022 when we were talking about the Open, and we're like, who is actually going to win this one? Because it felt so big. Do you remember at the time? It was
Yes.
the 150th at St Andrews. I mean, it is literally unbelievable. We're not going to have that again for 50 years.
To even amplify even more why it was in fact even so big was the Open in 2020 was cancelled due to COVID. The 2021 Open, which was at St George's, was a kind of a limited crowd. It didn't quite have the same feel. We obviously went, and it was great to be there at the Open. It was great to have golf back, but it wasn't a proper Open in terms of being on the ground as a fan or a spectator. Then you throw in the following year, everything's back open. We're back to normal. It was
a
St Andrews.
Gorgeous summer.
It was just the best.
Tiger was playing. It was just amazing. That final day with Rory McIlroy and Cam Smith going head to head. And the way it played out, the way Cam Smith put it on that back nine, we actually filmed a podcast with him as well, which will be out in a couple of weeks. Guy, you're going to love that podcast because I really went in on him with the Open. I was like, tell me everything. Like
that putt on the road hole bunker, around the road hole bunker.
I mean, how good was that? And
insane.
I got to hold that putter, that exact putter that he's had in the bag for quite a long time now. I was looking and going, this tool right in my hand created history. Like millions and millions and millions of people have seen that putt when he put it around the road hole bunker to leave himself like a 12-footer on the 17th. And he boxed it for par, and he had that little bit of relief because he came down the last. I think he ended up birdieing the last, but he didn't need to, if memory serves me correctly. But unbelievable. Really nice guy, super chilled, as you would imagine, as a lot of Aussies are, but also unbelievably competitive.
Well, can I ask you a question then? Because obviously I wasn't there, and I've heard some rumblings from the guys that went on the trip. First of all, how nice Cam was, which I'm not surprised about. There's golfers that we've been lucky enough to meet before, like an Adam Scott or a Tommy Fleetwood, and they don't surprise you because you expect them to be nice, and they are nice. And maybe they exceed their expectations, but you can't say you're surprised by it. And I think Cameron Smith's the same. From what I've heard, unbelievably nice fella, and again, I'm not surprised. One thing I wasn't surprised about, but quite intrigued to hear, though, again, no spoilers, but he played some good golf. I think that's fair to say.
Incredible golf.
And, looking at it's no secret, looking at his major form last year in particular, he missed the cut in all four majors, didn't have the strongest of years. There was rumblings that, he's gone to live, he's not playing properly, blah, blah, blah. But even though he had that bad year last year, watching him up close and playing golf with him, how good actually was he?
his short game is honestly the best I've seen.
Wow.
His short game and him with the putter. Obviously, you know, when you play with a good putter and you think they're always going to hit the hole of some description, every putt he hit just looked dead speed. You know what was really interesting? You've seen he doesn't have practice putts.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a practice stroke. So literally stands over it, has a quick look, hands forward, off he goes. But his judgment of speed is sensational. It really is. Some of the pitch shots he played was unbelievable, like really good. And to be honest, I played really nicely. Ed was there and Lucas was there on the trip. I hit the ball as nicely as I probably ever have done in these 10-shot challenges, certainly off the tee and into iron shots. I won't spoil any result. From that 100 yards inwards, it was like we were playing a different game.
Really?
It was. We might as well have been worlds apart. Off the tee, I was consistently longer than him off the tee.
Honestly?
Yeah. And I've definitely picked some speed and distance, but I would say when we were both hitting it well, I was longer off the tee consistently.
Wow.
From that was the closest we got. I would say our putting is fairly close. Our pitching, I mean, if more than 20 shots difference, I was saying our pitching. It's mad. So it was a really, really, really good match. Again, it is home course, Glen Kernan, which is quite a new golf course up in Jacksonville. Jim Furyk is a member there as well. And kind of between, mainly Jim Furyk, as Cam said, but Cam also had an influence. They reshaped the golf course to help their preparation for tournaments. Practice facilities are amazing. The shop is amazing. But it's only got 100 members. It's super exclusive. It's beautiful. It's just down the road from Sawgrass, where obviously Cam won the Players' Championship in 2022 as well.
Did he mention then, I suppose this was obviously, some of this might have been quite off the record, he might not have touched on it. There's been a lot of talk, obviously, as we've mentioned many a times now, of Brooks Koepka returning back to the PGA Tour. The offer that the PGA Tour made about these people who've won a major championship or the Players since 2022, which obviously Cam falls into. The others were John Rahm, Bryson, and obviously Cam Smith. Did Cam mention anything about committing his kind of loyalty to LIV?
All I know from him, he absolutely loves LIV. He loves being a captain of his team. He loves the lifestyle. He loves the fact he can spend more time at home with his family. He loves the fact he's kind of... He's only 31 years old, but he strikes me as someone much more mature. And he's very invested in this kind of growth of Australian professionals, growth of the sport of golf in Australia. Loves, obviously, going to Adelaide, where the event is in a few weeks. I got no indication off him at all that he was not happy. He is a very, very, very happy man. And his golf shows that. The one thing that I know off the tee why he struggled last year, it was off the tee he wasn't very good at all. Again, I don't think he hits it the longest. He probably, out of maybe all the pros that I've played with, he's one of the shorter hitters. But again, I have to balance this out because I was actually hitting it quite long last week. From what I'd heard, his game really suffers when he's directionally poor off the tee. He hits it really consistent off the tee as well. So I'm hoping he has a wonderful season. And like I say, if he plays even close to how he played on Friday with me, he is going to have a fantastic season. Their team, Ripper GC, is really, really strong. They've just signed this was fascinating. We talked about this on the podcast. And I don't think you'll know this because I certainly didn't. Since 2018, Cam Smith has had almost like a mentorship program where the two best junior golfers in Australia, he'll invite them out and spend a week and a half with him at a tournament. Wow. So he'll spend time at his house, they'll come to the tournament with him, they'll basically shadow his whole tournament. And he's done that since 2018. Elvis Smiley, who's on his team now, was one of those players in his mentorship. And I didn't know that about Cam. And he really does care about the development of talented golfers in Australia. And like I say, he's not old, he's 31, but he speaks and he acts and he has this kind of level of maturity that is far beyond his years. So, and I think he's done so much, I suppose. Like at 31, he's won a major. He desperately obviously wants to win the Masters. His results, apart from last year, at the Masters has been outstanding. Like he is a really consistent player at the Masters, and he says Augusta really suits his game. But he really, and again, he's the captain of a team with Ripper. He just has this lovely level of maturity about him, but he's also quite chilled and calm, and as many Aussies are, love a bit of banter, love a bit of, giving the stick around. And I'm really, really excited for his season. And he honestly was great with his time.
Very excited to see the content. As I said, I can't say I'm surprised that it was nice. One of the things you touched on then that's kind of a bit of a segue is you talked about younger golfers and how, Cam has been mentoring younger players. One of the stories which will come on, so there's a lot of golf to talk about over this weekend. There's obviously a big win on the DP World Tour, and there's obviously another huge win on the PGA Tour. But one of the stories that I kind of got a little bit drawn into was Blades Brown, the young PGA Tour professional, who is 18 years old, who had annoyingly for him, and for me watching him, for people who supported him, had a bit of a bad last round, so he ended up coming tied 18th. I think he played 8 rounds of competitive golf in a row. We did the 4 days of the PGA Tour, and before that 4 days of the Corn Ferry. And I believe if he'd came in the top 10, he would have got an invite for next week's event as well. He might still get an invite, who knows, but he would have been kind of in the event. So the last round of that, I think he had 2 over. Kind of obviously was a bit of a unfortunate round. He was playing with Scottie Scheffler though, so you can imagine he probably would have been quite nervous. But what was really interesting is the point I was going to kind of make, and I'll get to it in a roundabout way. He's only 18 years old. Now, so much of the American college system now is set up for these young, amazing golfers. They go to college, they'll often do 2-3 years at college and then maybe hit the PGA Tour. He's decided not to go that route, and he's obviously committed to playing golf full time and turning pro. It's mad how young he actually is. And it sounds obvious, 18 years old is very young. But is it David Puig or Puig? How do you say it? He's the live player who did very well again this week in Dubai as well. He's a young guy. He's 24, so he's still 6 years, which is a long time in the world of golf, older than Blades Brown. What a talent this guy is, and how excited to see what he might do in the future.
And what a name.
I know.
What a name. I don't know if this has been updated, but he's 485th in the world. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if that's been now delayed. It might have been updated after his finish. Did he come 20th? He
came 18th yesterday.
18th, tied 18th. But you look at, some big...
he's 346 now.
Oh, so he's cut it by 100.
Yeah, 50 actually.
And like I say, what a great experience of playing with Scottie Scheffler, and that final round, I'm sure he had a lot of nerves and he'll learn a lot from it. But his 3 previous rounds to that were phenomenal.
Missed a putt for his 59, 7-foot putt.
How good it's unbelievable. 18 years old. I loved how he interacted with the fans. You see little social media clips where he's playing rock, paper, scissors with fans and all sorts. Like he just seems to be having a lot of fun out there, which is really exciting. Someone else who seems to be having a lot of fun, albeit his face doesn't always show it. Scottie Scheffler wins again.
Yeah, who's my pick for the Masters?
This is his 20th PGA Tour win. He's the second fastest man in history to get to number 20. He started off fairly slow and then just went into turbocharge and just absolutely ripped through the field. Shoots a final round 66. He's just flying into. He wins by 4 in the end.
Well, what's really interesting is you look at the fact that he's won 20. He now has a lifetime membership for the PGA Tour, and that's that kind of real gold standard. When you hit that level, you are an all-time player. You look at the names, he's already level with Greg Norman on PGA Tour wins, who is, an icon of the game of golf. But even then when you start to look, a few more wins ahead of him, you've got Dustin Johnson at 24, Rory's obviously at 29, Lee Trevino at 29. And once you start kind of moving ahead of that, you get into real kind of all-timer territory. VJ at 34, Phil Mickelson at 45. So obviously there's a long, long way to go to get into that conversation. Obviously Tiger and Sam Snead are tied on 82, so there's a hell of a long way to go. But the way he's playing, the dominance, how calm he is under pressure, you genuinely look at this thing, I can't get over how good he is.
I didn't realise this until now as well, because it was on late in the morning. I didn't realise he double bogeyed the 17th.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he was 8 under for his round, and then double bogeyed the 17th, the island green, which actually a lot of golfers were struggling. He put it in the water and made bogey with his second ball effectively, so double. He shot 6 under par with a bogey and a double.
I know.
He had 9 birdies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 birdies.
Unbelievable.
So good.
You kind of think, realistic. It says here, a stat I found before was that he, as at 29 years old, he joins Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods as the only players to have 20 PGA Tour titles and 4 majors before turning 30. So he's not even 30 years old yet, and there's only 2 other men. It's not a bad group to be in, is it? Jack Nicklaus and Tiger.
He looks older than 30, doesn't he?
With the beard.
I love the beard.
It looks great.
Scottie Scheffler with the beard is prime Scottie Scheffler. I honestly think he wins more. I will change all my major predictions if he turns up at Augusta with a beard. You've won. You've won this year's predictions. On the other side of the world, in Dubai, Patrick Reed comes out and wins the Hero Desert Classic, and you know, it was one of those kind of victories where he actually limped over the line and shot level par final round, but ended up winning by 4. For a long time, it was actually 2 of the live guys, David Puig, as we mentioned, and Patrick Reed going neck and neck, albeit Patrick always had that little bit of a lead. Unfortunately, David Puig, I think he encountered a 2-shot penalty on the last hole as well, to add insult to injury. But Patrick Reed takes the win. There's been a lot of talk about him on social media this morning around. Apparently it's come out now. He's not yet re-signed with Liv. Is what's been said, and I wonder what his direction of travel is going to be. I genuinely, and I know, again, caveat, I'm a Liv ambassador. I spend a lot of time with these guys. The time I spent with Patrick Reed, I've really enjoyed his company. I chat to him almost at every event. His caddy's really, really nice. His caddy loves golf. And every time I've chatted to him, he's always got time. He's always lovely and pleasant. And I'm really happy to see him win. And I don't think I would have said that previously until meeting him a lot more. I think he's a great guy, and I think he deserves so much more credit. Like, he's a major winner. He's consistently playing golf around the world. He very much puts himself in the DP World Tour a lot as well, doesn't he? Like, you know, even if he's not playing at Liv, he's out on DP World Tour. I really want to see him back at Liv because I think he's a phenomenal talent, and I reckon this next week we'll find out very soon, if not earlier, maybe before even this podcast goes out.
As much as the world of golf does feel kind of fractured, that there's obviously essentially 3 tours with obviously Live Golf, the DP World Tour and the PGA Tour. This week, obviously, there was no Live Golf. That kicks off, is it 2 weeks' time?
Yeah, so week after next.
But what actually is a kind of golf fan? I say this a lot, I don't watch loads of golf, but I'm trying to watch a bit more. And genuinely, on a Sunday, I get into it, as I'm sure most people do, and it gets closer to the wire and you're going to get a bit more sucked into the stories. But one of the things that this week I thought was great, how the DP World Tour, because it was in Dubai, was on kind of earlier in the morning, finishing around lunchtime, give or take. But then the actual PGA Tour wasn't on at a stupidly late time. I think it finished last night about 11:30 or whatever it would have been. I can't remember exactly, but not crazy late. So as a golf fan, you are getting a kind of morning fix and an evening fix. But even with that said and done, and it was quite good, it is still, as a golf fan, that's the whole thing where Liv was coming from, and it's succeeded to an extent in a sense of, you know, when the Liv players are going to be playing, that's 14 times a year on Liv Golf. You got Rory in Dubai this week, which I'm not surprised about, but he's obviously like world number 2, or it might be 3 officially, but world number 2, isn't he, behind Scottie? But then Scottie was playing obviously on the PGA Tour. I do want to see the players playing together more often in the same events. You
had number 3, Tommy Fleetwood, playing on DP World Tour as well.
Well, exactly. And then John Rahm wasn't playing anywhere, was he? So that's the only thing. It's like, it's great there's golf on to consume and to watch, and that's really fun. It gives you something to kind of get stuck into. But at the same time, I want to see them playing together more often.
It goes back to our point with the majors again, doesn't it?
Well,
like, that's really the only 4 times a year you properly can stack them all up against each other and see who is genuinely the best players. So yeah, all been kicking off in the world of golf. It's great that golf is back. Professional golf is being played around the world. Like I say, Live Golf is back the week after next in Riyadh, then Adelaide the week after. Adelaide obviously being one of their absolute flagship events where the crowd go unbelievably wild. They absolutely love it there. We will be there. We're going to go on the Thursday as well. So if you are coming to Live Golf Adelaide and you're there on the Thursday, give us a shout. Come and say hello. I'm sure you will after a few. I wonder what they call beers in Australia. We've not got our resident Australian with us.
Schooners, aren't they?
Schooners. There you go. If you've had a few schooners, come up and say hello. I'm sure that doesn't take that for you Australians because you're very out there and very boisterous, certainly if you've had a few beers with the boys.
When will you beer again?
I've still not beered.
Still not beered.
I've been beerless for quite a long time now. It's getting close to 600 days.
Is it still just a case of when that time comes?
My 40th is this summer.
Yeah.
And I'm having a big party for it, and I'm not sure I can do it sober. So I need to work. Something out.
Get really stoned. Order loads of pizzas and sit in the corner, dead stoned. Pull a whitey.
Just laughing at
Is
everything.
Rick all right? Yeah, he's got the munchies.
So I don't know yet. I don't miss it, genuinely. Non-alcoholic beer's been a game changer. Out in Orlando, we didn't really drink a lot, did we, boys, to be fair?
Well, you didn't drink anything.
I didn't drink anything, but it wasn't a boozy affair.
Yeah.
I played quite a lot of golf in Orlando. We did a new video, which will be out in a few weeks. We actually spent a couple of days at Stream Song. You know what I did? Genuinely, every single thing I filmed at Stream Song, it was like I was on FaceTime to you.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? I was like, check out, let me show you this.
Yeah.
Let me show you this. Oh, by the way, I think you're going to love this. And all the things that I wanted to all share with you.
Okay.
I think our audience would really like and appreciate.
Well, that's
what does the room really look like? Show us every bit of the room. What does the little shop on site look like? What drinks do they have? What are the activities? And not just what are the activities. Go and do the activities. So I did 2 things I've never, ever, ever done before on video last week.
Broke 75.
Got up and down with a wedge. I shot a gun.
Wow.
Are we giving away spoilers?
I think this isn't too much spoilers. I shot a gun.
The best part of the video.
And I caught a fish. In fact, I caught 2 fish.
With the gun?
I've never fished in my life.
No, I've not fished.
And I caught 2 fish.
Well done.
And
Did you touch the fish when it came out? I wouldn't do that.
No, I know. I had to put my thumb in its mouth. Let me show you the picture.
I don't want to see you
You're
tiddler.
such babies.
I don't want to see your tiddler.
You can't touch a fish.
You've not fished, Ed.
Yeah, but you can't touch a fish.
No, I don't like fish.
Could touch a fish, but I wouldn't like touching a fish.
Let me show you the picture.
Rick
of
nearly
me.
kissed it.
Yeah.
Well, just while Rick's getting his picture up, a bit of insight to people listening and watching. We feel like Rick obviously is very lucky, or some amazing venues globally. And you guys at home and me, who often doesn't travel, we just see the golf course, which is great, and that's what the videos are about. But we felt like, is there a way with some of this content moving forward in 2026 we can show you more of the whole facility? So like Rick says, what are the changing rooms, like, as bizarre as that may sound? Some of these golf clubs have unbelievable change rooms, like mini clubhouses inside of changing rooms. What's the pro shop like? What's the restaurant like? What are the rooms like? Let's see the whole package, the halfway hut.
Stream Song had 5 pro shops.
That's just ridiculous. Oh, that is it's quite a good fish.
Big boy, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you see that on the video?
We can put a little image in.
If you are listening to this, we always value your listen, obviously. If you want to see my fish...
They're about 3 inches long.
It's not. Don't know if that's 3 inches. It's about...
Let's have a look at it again.
I think that's about 14 inches.
It's quite a big fish. If
you want to see my fish, come and check out the video on YouTube. So I got to fish. I got to shoot a gun. We spent 2.5 days there. We pretty much did everything on site.
Brilliant.
And it's a new series we're hoping to bring out, which is just trying to, as Guy mentioned, what do these resorts, what do these golf clubs really look like? And, what's it cost? What's the value for money? What's the golf like? What's the hotel room like? Just really, really diving into everything. So I absolutely love my time there. Also in Orlando, we spent...
Wait, if there are any other resorts listening, please reach out.
Absolutely. We would love to... If you believe you've got the best resort in the world, if you work there, if you manage it, if you're the club pro, if you're a member, give us a shout. Email us at podcast@rickshiels.co. No.
You were so close.
Podcast@rickshiels.com.
Yep.
If you want to send over, and we can potentially talk about coming to your resort, because we want to experience some of the best resorts and share it with our beautiful audience, who will either be thinking about going there or might not. I've not got a chance to go in there. But I still want to see it. I still want to see what it looks like.
Just a quick second, then just want to stop on something. You just said our beautiful audience. Have you ever met anyone who listens to this podcast? It's beautiful.
Very much so.
Have you really?
Very. All our audience.
So when you're in the garage and the petrol station, someone goes, "Oh, you really like the podcast, mate?" And he's called Gary and he's 55, bit of a pot belly. Okay.
It's a beautiful, beautiful man. And I appreciate Gary so much.
Who do you reckon the most beautiful person is that listens to this podcast? Do you reckon there's a beautiful woman who's in Sweden who's listening now? She goes to like quirky little coffee shops. She orders a caramel frappuccino, if that's even a thing. I don't know if it is, I don't drink coffee. And she sits there all glamorous, dressed in Gucci, listening to this podcast.
If you own a resort in Sweden and you want us to come, if you're that blonde in Sweden listening in a coffee shop, if you want us to come out to Sweden, we'll come to Sweden. And we'll prove that we have the most beautiful audience in the world.
You can show your fish.
And you can come on the video. Even when that started coming out of my mouth, I was like, that's the wrong way of saying it. You can feature on the video. I've met a lot of beautiful fans, male and female, from around the world. I have lots. So that's to come. We also spent a couple of days in Orlando filming a few little fun videos at Disney golf courses.
Oh, it's a bit Mickey Mouse, isn't it?
It is a bit Mickey Mouse.
Thank you very much.
All the puns come out in the video.
I can imagine.
Genuinely went there with very, very low expectations. Yeah. Left loving these Disney golf courses. Honestly, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So they're going to come out in the video soon. Ben, who is sometimes been on the podcast, who does all our HIT content, HIT channel manager, he released his first solo video.
It was an absolute Barry belter.
It's absolutely banged. So Ben, I wonder is there a description for someone who can't smell or taste? Our unflavoured, tall, 6'6", Aussie from Brisbane, Ben, and Leo, who is very much Clark Kent.
I can see that.
Leo showed me and the lads a picture. We went out for breakfast one morning to, was it called First Stop? What's it called? First Watch breakfast place. You'd love it. It's amazing. And we wrote all the calories on the menu. It was like, God, it's hard to eat healthy. And he said, I've been working really hard recently. Just out of nowhere. Like I've just pulled out a picture of my phone, of my fish. He pulls out his phone, picture of him topless.
Shredded.
Absolutely shredded.
I'm going to have to see this when I get
absolutely
up. In fact, I'm going to ask him to send it me now.
He's absolutely shredded. Wait, and I would say he's got the most perfectly symmetrical six-pack I've ever seen.
Can you send...
We'll put it. We'll pop it up in the video podcast.
Topless.
The Swedish lady, the blonde Swedish lady, will really appreciate this picture.
I've just messaged him on WhatsApp asking him to send it me. So hopefully before this podcast ends, he's read the message already.
Can you ask him to send it me too?
He's put ha 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 ha. See if it comes. I'd like to see it.
So anyway,
how did that make you feel? And getting stuck into a big...
I had the least calorific, dense meal.
He's typing again. It was just after a workout. So he's giving me a little caveat, but...
Wait till you see this.
That's fine.
It's actually a joke.
So it was pumped. So I'm really getting bigged up for this now. But what he can say is, he doesn't have kids. He's young.
He's young. How old is Leo?
He's like 27.
Right.
Doesn't have kids.
Anyway, what I had with this, Leo and Ben went to the PGA Show. Leo is head of our social media channels, so he was getting loads of stuff at social media. But Leo filmed Ben. They went on a little mission to film loads of the cool stuff that he saw. The video's out on HIT now. Ben did a fantastic job at presenting it. It's had 222,000 views as we record this video. Loads of really lovely comments. And it's the whole idea of HIT. We want, obviously, guys...
Oh my days, he sent me the picture.
Guys done some presenting on there and testing. Ben's going to be on there a little bit. I am. So it's impressive, isn't it?
I didn't know he doesn't look like he's ripped in a t-shirt, does he really?
I said to Claire, my wife, she said, explain Leo. I said, he's like Clark Kent. Like from the outside, doesn't look much to him. And then he takes his top off. I mean, he can backflip. He's got a six-pack.
He's absolutely shredded, yeah.
How perfectly symmetrical is his abs?
Fair dues.
Proper step. You don't want to show the audience?
No. If he wants it to go in, it can go in.
If he wants it to, he'll definitely want it to go in. We also set them on a little mission. We had one day that was kind of freer of filming. So I set Ben and Leo on a little mission. They had to go to the PGA Golf Show and pick up crazy, fun inventions that they've seen, put it all together. They weren't allowed to pay for a product. They weren't allowed to promise anything. And they can say it was for me. And they went they'd spent about 3 hours there at the PGA Show on Thursday morning, and they'd got a load of really, really fun stuff. However, there was a couple of little bits missing. So me and Ed snuck in the PGA Show. Me and Ed, I didn't want to. Ed forced me to do it. He said, "Come on, Rick, don't be a wimp."
Then?
We can't tell you that.
Okay.
We'd be giving away our secrets. But we managed to sneak in. We were probably there for how long, Ed? Mate, less than half an hour, weren't we?
Yeah, 100%.
And we literally went in. I needed a driver because they hadn't really picked me a driver, and I needed something to measure distances. I went to 2 booths, pinned, boom, got this amazing rangefinder and kind of like iPad screen. Won't give too much away. Yeah, you can have it, Rick.
Wow.
Go. And I went, boom, to this driver place that had this really bizarre grip on it. Again, don't want to give too much away.
I think I've seen that one.
Gave us the club. We then sped off like a getaway vehicle in our Escalade and our monstrous 7-seater, went to a golf course, filmed a really cool video, and then got all the equipment back in time for the PGA Show to finish.
It sounds almost like a really cool Hollywood film with Jason Statham, maybe Brad Pitt.
That's what I was thinking.
Busting into a bank and saving the hostage and knocking out a few guys.
That was the
plan. You walked out with a golf club with a funny grip on it.
I walked out with quite a few funny looking golf clubs.
Yeah. You know what though? I've still never been to the PGA Show because obviously I've been busy or had children and stuff, so I've not been yet. And obviously I've seen videos of it, and it looks absolutely insane. The size of it, and to some degree, you know, as good as the stands out the big brands have, you've seen it all really. You might have the odd little thing that you've not seen. I know Ben saw those oil can T100 Titleist irons, but as a rule, you know what all the Titleist gear looks like. You know what Callaway looks like. So it's still impressive, but you've seen it. However, all these small kind of like family-run brands that produce stuff, I think what's weird is it as a golf fan, as a golfer, some of it that you see there is quite inspiring, that people have gone out and they've started a business and they've put money into it and they've got faith in something. They want to try and help people play better golf or help people who can't play golf through injury or whatever it might be, or have some cool invention that you think, I never thought of that before. And then obviously it hits the market and might do well, it might get acquired by a bigger business, etc. However, having said all that, there is some absolute tat, isn't there? So you can't believe people have got family and friends around them who are saying, that's a good idea. That can of beer that is also a golf tee or something stupid. It's like, what? Why?
You're right. Honestly, there's genuinely some unbelievable products. Like, you look at it and go, God, I wish I'd invented that. Like, I met a couple of guys on the plane, actually. I won't give too much away because I'm actually really want to talk to them more about their invention. Unbelievable invention, really, really clever, and have filled a void in the marketplace. And that's how you go to other stores and you're thinking, what are you doing with your life? Like, who's allowed you to go this far? Because genuinely, guy, being at the PGA Show is not cheap.
Well, I can imagine, yeah.
It costs a lot of money to have a stand there. Like, even just a little corner stand is a fortune. You think you're putting a lot of effort into this for a product that it's not a thing. It's
well, the weird
product.
ones, I think, are the ones that are very niche, but also don't even make sense. Because a niche product that's good, fair enough. But there was one, I don't mind mentioning it, but I don't know what the brand was called, that I saw in Ben sent me some footage back. And it was essentially, we obviously did a video recently on lead tape and how people can use lead tape on the golf clubs. And you don't see it as much anymore, but it was very big back in the day. Now so many golf clubs have adjustable weighting anyway, so you don't need it. But it was like, rather than having lead tape, it was magnets, like heavy weights you put on the back of the golf club. And it was like, come on, first of all, how many people are actually using lead tape? Some, but not enough to, you need a new product alternative. And secondly, they just either fall off or they'd be annoying. It's like, that doesn't...
And surely they're not illegal because you could move those weights really easily.
It's weird, but
You know, the thing that always surprises me is all the transportation that they have at the PGA Show, like all these golf buggies and carts, like that are so outrageously wild. But I think I never see them anywhere.
No,
like I see golf buggies. You never see these, and they're not concept. It's not like if you went to a car show and saw concept cars, you're like, well, yeah, that's the concept. And in 5 years, we're going to see something that looks a little bit similar to it. These are fully working buggies with bloody spoilers or sound systems on it. I'm thinking, who's using that?
Here's a question for you then. I wonder what is the most mundane, boring invention in the world of golf that has actually made somebody a fortune. So the one I was just thinking of, I don't know why I'm thinking of this. When you're in a buggy at a nice golf course that's allowed on the fairway, you have little things on the side where you can put like grain and whatever that you can then use to feed, feed to replace your divot. That's probably made someone quite a lot of money. Like what is the one thing? I mean, there's obviously lots of things, but like something that's really mundane. Rakes, for example. There'll be a company that make rakes that have made an absolute fortune. Every bunker needs at least one rake. Cups that go in the hole. Like, but even more boring than that, there must be something that every single golf club uses. There might be a few brands that make said product, admittedly, but what is there? I mean, even tee markers are quite boring. But then
the rubber bits on the end of your stand.
Yeah.
On your bag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you also want to think of stuff that's used in high quantity. So even like a flag stick, well, there's only going to be 18 plus maybe a handful left in the greenkeeper's hut. So there might only be 30 flags per golf course, roughly. I don't know, there might be more than that. But like, there must be something else that they buy in quantities. I mean, grain for the golf course and sand. I don't know, that's not really a thing, is it? You don't invent sand, do you? But like, I wonder what there is. Pencils, golf pencils, pretty tedious.
Yeah.
Ball markers, just ones normal plastic ball markers that like might have the golf course logo on it.
There are a few things. I always think about this. There's a few things that American courses, even the slightly lesser known ones, they do all have those little treasure chests on the first tee. You really don't see it much in the UK, do you?
No.
Wonder why. Do you think they get abused?
Because they give them out for free.
But that's what I'm saying. Why do the UK not have them?
Probably some places do, don't they?
That's what I mean, but I've not seen it very often.
I think, genuinely what it will be, it's the fact that it actually will cost some level of expense.
Of course it will, yeah.
And, I bet you the Disney courses you've played, even though they're not massively renowned courses, I bet they're not cheap for the average person to go and play. So if your green fee is $250, let's just say, even if they account for that, we'll take $10 out of that because you're probably going to help yourself to a few pitchforks. It probably works out. Whereas if you're going to a £35 pay and play in Bolton, they probably can't really afford it.
Yeah, I get it. Golf is expensive in the States. It's really expensive, actually.
But do you think it's weird how, there's one for you. Say if you paid £100 for a green fee, right? And you got to the first tee and there was no free trinkets, right? You got in your buggy, there was no free drinks and you played your round of golf, okay? And the course was good. You come away and say, oh yeah, it was all right. I wonder if, psychologically, you paid $150 for the same golf course, everything's exactly the same, but you got a little trinket at the start, a little course planner, a couple of bottles of water in your buggy that were free with some ice and stuff. You've actually paid essentially $50 for those little few luxuries, which is well overpriced. But actually, when you leave, you feel like it was more of an experience, and you almost like recommend. Like one of the things at JCB, obviously you have to be a member to play JCB, but you get a towel with your name printed on. People love that, don't they? It's probably worth about £2. But those little bits on top, if you add them in, but then account for it and add on some on top, you can actually make more money, I bet.
I think the clever thing with the towel at JCB is that you'll go around a golf club now and you'll see people with them on.
Exactly.
Because it's a little like, I've played JCB. Yeah. I've got my name on that towel.
I mean, you could experiment that. Get a golf course that's all right. Charge £80. People play it and ask them for the feedback. Get another group of people, charge them £140 to £60 more, but give them a free cap, give them a towel, give them some pack of Pro V1. Yeah, 3 Pro V1s, the logo on. So they've actually paid £60 for the pleasure. Actually, it might have cost £30 for what they're getting. They've overpaid massively. But I bet you they'd come off the course and go, oh, it's great, we've got Pro V1s, we got this. It's like, if it's already included.
But it's also, they'll wear the cap after the round, and they'll have the towel on the bag. It's
a bit like a silly example. I watch these like travel YouTube videos, and somebody will go to a first class hotel, and it's like, oh, this hotel costs us £5,000 a night, and we're staying for a night to show you guys what it's like. And they walk in, and there's like a teddy bear and a handwritten note and a box of chocolates, and it's like, look at this service. It's like all that stuff would have cost you probably £50. And you paid $5,000 for the night, but you're almost chuffed about it. And it's like,
I got a free teddy bear. Yeah, you didn't get a free teddy bear. You've kind of bought it.
Yeah,
but they're the things that you remember, aren't they? I suppose. Oh, they have molten brown hand wash.
And what about if a golf club charged you more, but then on the first tee you got a free mulligan? There was a starter on the tee, and you hit a tee shot, and you didn't know, and you hit a bad tee shot, and the starter goes, actually, one of the rules here at the Shiels club is everyone gets a free mulligan. Because you come on the gold
And
star
I'm
package.
going to give you you don't even have to hit your own ball. Here's a Pro V1 for the pleasure.
Yeah.
Love that.
There you go.
Why not, eh?
Little business idea.
Why
Maybe
not?
we could be at the PGA Show next year. We could be pitching.
Little stand.
Yeah.
Mulligans are us.
Yeah. If you charge your members $4,000, we take a cut of that. They get a free mulligan.
Why do we need to give you a cut? We'll just take the idea.
We'll take that. Yeah, fine. Very good.
We'll end up spending 20 grand to go to the PGA Show, and then everyone will just take our idea.
I do think, though, if you were left alone in the PGA Show and you had no phone, no devices, just left alone, and you had to walk around, I think you could get convinced by some of the people on there. You'd come out with something and go, this is going to change my game.
I wish I could go, and please take this in the nicest way, listeners, viewers, even you. I wish I could go without being me.
I'm joking.
I do. I really wish I could just go and just be in. So I don't love being at the PGA Show. It's quite hard work. You know, pass from pillar to post, and you can talk to a million different people. I'd love to be able to just go and just be in my own little world and just wander around and just soak it all in.
But jokes aside, though, and I know what you mean, because to some degree, and we see this a lot from people sending products in, which I'm very appreciative of, but the reason that people send us products or want you to review products is they're hoping that might be a golden ticket to getting 200,000 views, 300,000 views on their product, which might then would lead to more sales if it's a good review. Even if it's a bad review, it gets them more eyeballs. So it's understandable they're going to see you and going to get you in person and say, try
people
this.
People are very nice to me there, and I'd love to just go and just be a normal punter and just see what happens. My other big take is it's on at totally the wrong time of year.
January.
Yeah, it's crap. Like, it really is. I think there should be 2 shows. I think in September, October, you should have one show that's for the industry. And that's your time you really show all the new product off. The embargo can still be January, whatever, but that's when you show the real, you know, because that's what the PGA show was for, showing the new products. What the demo day was for, it's showing the new products.
To brand, to pros and people who are going to stock
everyone's
it.
seen the new products by January. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either reviews or they've seen it through a shop or, you know.
Well, can punters go? Is it only pros?
Pros.
Right.
So have that. I mean, punters do end up going, but you can't really buy anything there.
Yeah.
It's not like a transactional place. So have it in like September for just pros only. And I don't think you need the full convention centre then. You could do it in a slightly better way. Just do it pros only or people in the industry only, not just pros, people in the industry. And then probably March time, do it again for public. Honestly, it would bang. If that was for the public, it would do unbelievably well. Wouldn't it, lads? Well, Ed, you've been. Like, how good for that as a golf punter going to the PGA Show in March and you could buy everything? Because you can't really buy anything at the PGA Show.
No, you definitely can't. You can't. Yeah, you just get given stuff, don't you?
It's not, people aren't holding stock there. Like, imagine if you could go and just buy all the new gear, all the new outfits, all the your new shoes, everything. Like, you'd have brands doing activations. It'd be absolutely epic. I think they should have
sold.
2. I don't think January is the right time, albeit you get a nice bit of winter sun. I think it should be September, October for the industry, March for the general public. And honestly, I think it would do sensational.
I think I've just searched up then. Don't they says PGA Buying Summit Frisco. Don't know what that's all about, but I always get emails from PGA Frisco about
PGA Buying Summit.
Yeah, maybe that's one like that.
Are we going to touch on the potential new little Friday treat we've got coming?
Absolutely.
So, for regular listeners who we massively appreciate, and you are, what did you say, beautiful before? You didn't say beautiful.
Beautiful.
Did you know you said beautiful? Is that the word you used about the listeners? Was it
Good
beautiful?
looking.
I think
gorgeous,
it was beautiful.
Stunning.
It was beautiful.
Sexy. Handsome.
Erotic. Erotic's not how you describe somebody, is it?
It could be. Promiscuous.
Who's the most erotic golfer you've ever met? Pat Perez.
Yeah. Not so fat, Perez.
No, he's thin. He looks great. Yeah, so anyway, we used to do a Friday episode called The Clubhouse, which was a bit of a treat, a little bit of a bonus. And hands up, we weren't super consistent with that. Rick's hands were well up in the air. So we thought, how can we get another podcast out in your feeds, in the same feed you're listening to now or watching on YouTube, whichever may be your choice, a little Friday working title. We're not sure yet what it's going to be called, but it's more equipment focused, more hit focused. So we'll use Ben obviously on here as well. When Rick is away traveling, he's always welcome to join and dial in. Obviously, it is his podcast. If he's not here, we can still get one out and bang one out. It might be a short one, sometimes 15, 20 minutes, might be an hour. It depends. We might have some potential guests. When Rick is here, we might get some kind of more equipment focused guests. So whether it's a custom fitter who's got 20 years experience fitting golf clubs, whether it's somebody from a golf brand, whoever it might be. So if you are into golf equipment, then great. It's going to come every Friday on the same feed. It won't be too nerdy though, equally. So if you're not massively into equipment, but you kind of might want to listen to something else kind of in the car or whatever it might be, feel free to listen.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really good. We'll also get some guests from the world of the golf industry as well. So we might speak to some engineers, we might speak to some certain brands. I think it's a real nice way of getting really, really nerdy on golf equipment. And it'll be different to this podcast, and I think it'll be a real nice added bonus to all our beautiful, beautiful listeners and watchers.
Very good.
Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you all, as always. Have a great week. Enjoy your golf if you're getting some golf being played. Hopefully you are. And we shall see you all next week. We're going to do Friday this week or not?
Yeah.
We'll see you Friday, and then we'll see you properly again on Monday.
I just feel really bad about myself now after looking at Leo's topless picture.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. But he's young and not got kids, so it doesn't really count. If he's still got like in 8 years' time, a couple of kids under his belt, then I'll go fair dues. Until then, it doesn't matter.
Got more than that under his belt.
Yeah.
Well, what? We'll see you all soon.